Highmark West Virginia is helping out across West Virginia to support health and well-being of people in the state. The company donated a total of $102,000 in grants to United Ways in the state. The money comes from the Highmark West Virginia Charitable Fund for Health. The grants range from $3,000 to $25,000. United Way agencies located in areas with more Highmark West Virginia members received the $25,000 grants. The United Way Alliance of the Mid-Ohio Valley was presented a grant here in Parkersburg by the president of Highmark West Virginia, Jim Fawcett. Jim and the executive director of the United Way Alliance of the Mid-Ohio Valley, Stacy DeSico, talked about how the funds would be used.
We partner with the United Way to make sure that those dollars that are given to help individuals make it all the way down in the most efficient way possible to help West Virginians.
A lot of these funds will become a part of our grant making. So we'll go through a very ardent grant making process that kicks off there in January. So this will help to strengthen what we have available to invest in nonprofits across our community.
This is the fourth consecutive year the Highmark West Virginia Charitable Fund for Health has donated funds to United Way, bringing the total over 4 years to $404,000.